my life, removing pain. Lord, let my words heal a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Hello and welcome to 3ABN Today's Cooking Program. And once again, my name is Angela Lomacang, and once again, I'm so excited to have with me Carin Lynch. Welcome, Carin.
Hi, Angie. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. We know that nothing brings people together like food.
That's right. That's
Isn't
right.
it? You think of not just Thanksgiving, you think of family dinners, the
Birthdays, Christmas.
Oh, food is it's just wonderful. It's a comfort food. Food could be comforting.
That's right.
As well as nutritious. And today's going to be nutritious as well as comforting. And Hippocrates once said, let food be your medicine and medicine your food, which is a good thing. And today, food is going to be our medicine as well. Food is mentioned 218 times in the Bible.
Wow.
And just eating, 844 times. And so as the Chinese proverbs go, health is wealth. And so today we are going to be talking about, not just talking about, but we are going to be making some delicious picnic food, aren't we?
Picnics made simple.
Yeah. Now tell the viewers about you. Who is Carin Lynch?
Well, my husband and I are actually the North American Division Directors for Light Ministries. Light is the Lay Institute for Global Health Training. Ah. It's a ministry that trains lay members, pastors, and elders, and as well as the congregation to embrace health ministries as part of their ministry to reaching people for the kingdom of God.
That's
so
exciting.
We do a lot of practical hydrotherapy, massage therapy. We really base everything around the 8 laws of health. And then, of course, cooking classes are a big part of nutrition.
Yes.
And so we get to do that a lot as we go to churches and travel, all around. So.
Right. So you do go to churches?
We do. We go to churches on request. So if somebody gives us a call, we're happy to go and minister to their church.
All right, this is exciting. Now, picnics. People like to go out on a picnic and enjoy the sunshine and family and friends.
Of course.
But food is a very important part.
Well, of course, as the picnic, it needs to have the food, right?
Right.
So, so today we're going to do some nice picnic-y kind of recipes.
What are we going to be doing today? What is this we're going to be talking
Well, we're
about?
going to start with Picnics Made Simple. We're going to do a taco seasoning that's going to be part of our Southwestern Chickenless Salad sandwich.
Yum.
Then we're going to do a citrus cilantro slaw.
Yes.
We're going to do amazing stuffed eggs.
Uh-oh. You mean
Eggless.
You mean
eggs
how
with
is
a
that
Z?
possible? Stuffed eggs without the chicken?
Without a chicken.
All
Without a
right.
chicken. Without the egg, we're going to do stuffed eggs. How's that?
It's going to be good.
We're going to do a tofu, a tuna, or a tofu tuna, or tofuna. How's that? Macaroni salad.
Oh.
And then we're going to finish it off with a tropical chia pudding.
Chia pudding?
Yes. Taste of the tropics.
Oh, it's going to be nice. Chia Delight.
Yes, the Chia Delight.
All right. Now let's go to our first one. We're going to do a taco seasoning. Let's go to the ingredients.
All right. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of paprika or smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons of cumin, 1 tablespoon of coriander, 1 tablespoon of Himalayan pink salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of oregano.
All right. Now, what do we use this for?
a lot of times when we're doing, more Mexican or Southwestern types of foods, we find that, you go to the store and you're buying a taco seasoning.
Yes, I've done that.
But the problem is that it has a lot of additives in it. It has a lot of sodium in it. Ooh. But we can get those flavors. And another thing that's in taco seasoning a lot of times is chilies and chili powder. And chilies can be an irritant to our stomach lining. And so to do a taco seasoning without chili powder, we can do it ourselves. And with very low sodium, because I'd only put a little bit of salt in there.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, so I'm using some smoked paprika today, but you can use regular paprika.
Smoked? I never heard of that.
Well, smoked paprika actually just has that smoky flavor to it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use some.
I smell it.
There you go. Cumin.
Okay.
Some coriander. And then it goes a little bit of salt.
Pink salt.
Yep, the Himalayan pink salt. Garlic powder.
Oh, yes.
Onion powder. And then just a little bit of oregano.
Wow, oregano.
And that is and I like to use this. I do sometimes like some Southwestern dishes, like a Southwestern tofu scramble. I'll sprinkle this on top, or you could do it you can mix this with some kind of veggie meat to do a taco. So there's a lot, but we're gonna mix this today in our Southwestern Chickenless Chicken Salad.
Oh my.
So that's what we're gonna use it today. But here we go. And we've got this.
It's that simple.
Yeah, and we're done. And I just tried to store it in a little jar. And you make it ahead of time and you have it and it lasts. So we're going to get some of that.
I'm going to try this.
It's
like a little seasoning. I get my little seasonings.
Exactly. I do have a few seasonings in my cookbook because, sometimes when we see them, they can be expensive. Yes. And they also can be, filled with a lot of additives. And you know what? We're trying to go as healthy as we can and simplistic. Yes. So here we go. We got to put that in the.
Look at that.
And
just
I'm going to save. That's right. And I'm going to save some for our chickenless.
Sure does smell good.
Chicken salad. Yep, smells like a taco, right?
Yes. It does smell like a taco.
It's spectacular. How's that? All right.
Delicious. And we're going to go to our, what is it, the chickenless?
Yes, chickenless, Southwestern chickenless chicken salad.
All right, let's look at that recipe.
All right, so we've got 1.5 cups of Butler's soy curls broken into bite-sized pieces, 2 tablespoons of your favorite chicken-like seasoning, 3 cups of water, 3/4 cup of diced celery, 1/2 cup of diced onions, 1/4 cup of diced red pepper, 1/4 cup of fresh chopped cilantro, 1 cup of your favorite plant-based mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of taco seasoning mix, and 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice.
All right, let's do this Southwest chicken salad.
All right.
This is exciting because you can make chicken without the chicken.
Exactly. I'm actually using a product called Butler Soy Curls.
Yes, they're delicious.
I love them because the texture is amazing, but they're so minimally processed. Yeah. They're actually just soy. And it's kind of, I actually called the company just because I couldn't believe it. It's really just soy that they dehydrate, but they extrude out to make these like long, soy curls. And what we're gonna do today is we're gonna rehydrate them. They come dried, and so we're gonna just rehydrate them in some water. Okay. And I'm gonna mix in some chicken style seasoning.
Oh, that's delicious.
So it's gonna give it a little chickeny like flavor. So we're gonna just take a couple minutes
It looks like you can make soup with that.
You could, I do actually, I use it all the time. You can use this any way you would use chicken, like if you had some chopped chicken or, in anything, any recipe. I use it a lot because it's really just, it's just soy, that's it. There's nothing else in it. And they only use non-GMO soy, so it's very healthy.
That's what I like, non-GMO.
That's right.
That's really good.
I can turn this down actually because
it doesn't take long.
No, what we're going to do is we just want to get some of that flavor hydrated into the soy curls. So we're just going to let that go for sit there for a couple minutes, and while we're doing that, we'll put together our dressing.
Okay.
So we have. Let me see here. Take this little bowl here. And what we have is some just plant-based mayo. You can make this yourself. Okay. It's pretty easy.
Is that in your cookbook?
I have 3 mayo recipes in my cookbook. That's funny that you asked that. Because I have one that's a tofu, very simple. I have one that's aquafabulous, using aquafaba, which is the liquid from chickpeas or beans. And then I also have a cashew mayo. So I have 3 different ones. So it can be, you know, for the person who's soy-free, they can try a different type. A person who is nut-free, you
great.
could try a different type. And somebody who wants to avoid oil, you've got 2
Yeah.
other choices.
Oh, Carin.
So we try. I try to please as many as I could.
That cookbook is amazing.
So-
I'm real quick. I showed my husband the cookbook. He says, "Why isn't a cookbook like this in a bookstore?"
Well, I hope someday
No,
it could be.
like Barnes and Nobles or something. These big bookstores. It is just fabulous.
Thank you very much. I had a great team that worked on it.
You had a
I
great
team that worked on it, sure.
And that's good. So let's continue with
All
this.
right, so I have our mayo. I'm going to take some of our the taco seasoning that we just made.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to mix that in,
Ooh,
along with some lime juice
lime. Okay.
and some cilantro. We
I just
chopped.
love cilantro.
My
What a
husband
flavor.
can put cilantro on everything. He loves cilantro.
My husband does too.
They say, you know, that some taste buds just don't agree with cilantro.
Yeah.
But I'm a cilantro lover. My husband is, so we're good. So
You just mix it up together.
yeah, I'm just making this. This is
Looks
going.
like a dip.
Well, it could be. You could easily do it as a dip.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing. The taco seasoning. We didn't even think about that. We could have said you could make like a taco dip.
Look at that. Just get your tortilla chips and
Very perfect, right?
yeah. Look at that. And this is going to be the chicken salad.
Yes, this is going to be our Southwest chicken salad. So there is our
the color.
seasoned mayo. Yes.
Oh.
There we go.
I'm so excited because I can't wait to try these recipes.
All right. So now what we could do, actually I'm going to take one of these little bowls back. So I'm
Okay.
going to use that to drain the soy curls. So we can actually just take them out now. Then they're pretty much hydrated. See if I can get these out.
Oh, that was so fast.
Yeah, they don't take long at all. And that's good. And you know what? And they've absorbed now not just the water, but that chicken style seasoning, which is going to give them a little extra flavor.
That flavor, yes. Is this like tofu? In a
You know,
sense where it doesn't
it's
have-
similar because we're using soybean.
True.
But tofu is actually taking away from the bean. This actually has fiber in it because tofu is made from soy milk, where this is actually the soybean itself that they kind of process. And again, like I said, it's minimally processed. It's just soybeans. And then what they do is they extrude it through some kind of fancy machine they have, and then they dehydrate them and they're ready to go. And the texture is amazing. You can really, you can really see that it's kind of chickeny.
Chickeny, yeah. I like the way you said that.
It's a little chickeny.
Little chickeny. Oh my. And the ingredients, they're all natural ingredients, no preservatives, none of that.
And that's the thing, when you're making things at home,
Yes.
you get the opportunity to put in what you want. And that means that you can really, you know, treat your family
Make it your
right
own.
with good nutrition.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I think I got them almost all out.
Oh yeah. Oh my. So you could double this and make a big batch.
Oh, absolutely. So what I'm doing now is I'm pressing down to get the excess water out of it.
Wow. Okay, squeeze.
And I broke these soy curls in pieces before we rehydrated them. But if you wanted to just run a knife through them and make it even smaller so that it would be a little bit,
I see.
we can do that. Well, I'm going to actually do that a little bit. So we're going to move that.
All right.
We can move that now.
Done with that.
Take some of these out of here. And that'll help them cool down a little bit too.
Okay,
All
look
right,
at
so this
that.
we're going to stir with that. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to just chop them up a bit.
Right.
Just because when we're making chicken salad, we want it to stay on the sandwich. You know how sometimes if you have a big chunk of something,
Yes.
it'll fall right off.
Exactly.
We don't want that to happen, so we want to kind of...
Very good. Okay, make it nice and tiny.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be delicious, I could tell. Got the right knife, chop it up in pieces. Make it you're trying to make it real small as you can. Okay.
Make it bite size.
Okay.
But you know what? If you like it chunky, you can leave it chunky too. If you're just doing it like as a salad, you could leave it a little chunkier. But since I want to put it on a sandwich, I just want to have it so it mixes nice with the rest of the vegetables. So we can now stick this in our mixing bowl.
Ah, very good. It's nice and soft,
Oh yeah.
chunky soft.
Can you smell it too?
I do.
Yeah. So
Smells
because of
good.
that chicken style seasoning,
Yes.
and chicken style seasoning, you know, it's called chicken style seasoning, but it's only chicken style. It's not chicken seasoning.
There's
So it's
no
kind of like
chicken at all.
a bouillon, but it's
Oh,
only,
yeah.
you know, herbs
Yes.
and things of that nature. So it gives it like that
Yes.
chickeny flavor without using any kind of chicken fat or chicken
Yeah.
chicken broth. All right, so I'm going to use some celery, chopped celery.
Yum. I love
Chopped
celery.
celery, a little bit of onion,
All right.
a little bit of red
That
pepper.
red peppers, yes.
We'll mix this up and then we'll put in our mayo and we will have our salad, chicken salad.
Wow. Look at this. I feel like I want to go home and make this today. You made that, what is this? This sauce? Whatever.
Well, it's like
You made it
just a
like
seasoned mayo.
seasoning. You made it so fast.
You know, sometimes when you have things on hand, you know, we made that taco seasoning. All we
That's
did
true.
was add in
That's right.
a few things
Yeah.
and we had our nice seasoned mayo.
You know, anyone could make this. It doesn't have to be a picnic.
No.
You can make this for lunch.
You know, that's right.
Anything. You know, it's just so simple. Well, that's your
Simple,
slogan.
nutritious,
Nutritious
and delicious.
Delicious.
And so,
Look at the color in that. Oh my. Beautiful.
and you know, of course, if you don't like onion, don't put onion in
Don't
it. If
put
you don't
onion.
like red pepper,
True.
put in what you like.
True, true.
If you don't like cilantro, you can still make this. You don't have to put the cilantro in it. But here is our chickenless,
Wow, wow, wow.
and we can down now just actually do it.
Put it in the bread.
We'll make a nice sandwich, and then
Yeah.
we can put the rest in that bowl.
Oh, I see. When we're done.
We'll do that.
Look at that. Oh. You don't need mayonnaise. Everything is there.
It's in.
Everything is there. All the delicious natural ingredients, but yet tasty and good for you.
Exactly. And you know what? If it doesn't taste good, nobody is going to eat it. We can take that paper off there and a little
Exactly.
tomato,
See, you're garnishing it. And,
some little avocado.
oh. Oh, what a sandwich. It is. It smells good, it looks good, and I'm sure it tastes good.
Some of that
Look
avocado
at
on there.
you. So oh, I bet your husband gets some good meals. I would love to come to your house
You know-
for lunch.
We, you know, it's funny that we've been home recently because
Yeah.
of course the COVID,
COVID, yeah.
and so we've been home a lot. So he's been getting fed well.
Oh, I'm
He has
sure.
been being
I'm
fed well.
sure.
So let me
That
take
is
this
so
knife. That's a good one.
beautiful.
And then
Oh, look at you.
and there
Look at that.
is our sandwich. We can cut
Voila.
that out like that.
Look at this, folks. This is a sandwich that you will want to eat that is going to be delicious, nutritious, and
Simple.
simple.
Simple first.
Simple.
Nutritious and delicious.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. I'm just looking forward to the next recipe. What is the next recipe?
Our next recipe is our citrus cilantro slaw.
Yum.
We're going to use 2½ cups of green or purple shredded cabbage, 1/2 cup of grated carrots, 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro, 2 juiced limes, about 6 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of honey, raw blue agave, 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, Himalayan pink salt to taste.
Okay, citrus cilantro slaw.
Yes.
That's interesting. Where'd you get that name from?
Oh, well, you know what? I just used whatever ingredients I had and put it in the title. How's that?
Oh, okay. So tell us about this.
Well, you know, it's just a variation, a nice,
Yes.
fresh, vibrant.
raw.
Well, it's raw. That's right. It's a raw
Yeah.
dish because we've got a raw menu. I mean, raw ingredients here.
Yeah.
And you know, when we cook foods, we lose nutrition.
Yeah.
So we want to eat as many raw foods as we can. So this is a
Yes.
nice way to do it like a salad, but in a different way. So I'm using some red cabbage and also some, although I don't know why they call it red because it's technically like a purple.
Looks purple to
That's
me.
right. But this is red cabbage and a little green cabbage. So I'm just using both of those.
Okay.
And I call it a party in the bowl because I think the colors, that's why I use
love
both
the colors.
colors, because I think it's so vibrant when you're
Yeah.
done. You're going to have a little bit of that
Beautiful.
green and the red. And then I've got
Yes.
some grated carrot.
Nice, fresh carrots. Look at those colors. we're gonna get green, aren't we?
Yep, and we've got cilantro. This is where the cilantro, again, you can make this without the cilantro if you don't like
My
cilantro.
favorite, cilantro.
But cilantro really brings a burst of flavor here.
Yeah.
So my sweetener today, I'm using some honey, but you could use any liquid sweetener you want, whether it's raw blue agave or liquid stevia. So you could use a little bit of that. Even maple syrup, although I think maple syrup might give it a little different taste.
Yeah.
But the honey or the raw blue agave work perfect with this.
And what do you call the agave?
It's a raw blue agave. The blue agave is the type of cactus, and then the raw one is not that it's not heated or processed, so it's still a raw food.
Oh, that's interesting.
All right, we've got our lime juice. You could
Ooh.
use lemon if you want, but I think I like the lime with the cilantro and all these vegetables. So the lime, and I like to put just a bit of olive oil in here. It just gives it a little bit of that texture and that mouthfeel that we look for.
Yes.
And then a little bit of salt. Let's put that in there. And
Another
this is
simple
a
dish.
chop and mix, right?
Yeah.
A 1 bowl
Look
salad.
at that.
And it's just got all those pretty colors.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely. So, yeah, it is coleslaw.
Yes, it's it's just a variation of a coleslaw.
Can you add raisins?
You could do that. Yeah, of course you could. This is, I think every recipe you should make your own.
Yeah.
You know, you take a recipe and use it as a guide.
Yes.
And then you just put the flavors that you like, and you experiment, you know, and you use the things that you have in your house. Sometimes I'm out of this and out of that, and I just figure it out. But there it is. That's all we need to do.
It's
and that is
simple.
that's right. And that's it, our citrus cilantro slaw. Let's put that in a serving
put that
dish.
in that dish.
We'll get that in
Yes. Look at that. You know, dishes, pretty dishes makes the food even look good.
I think we start eating with our eyes first,
Yes,
don't we?
do. Eye candy, they call it.
That's right.
And that's what we're doing here. Some good eye candy with delicious, healthy food made simply by Carin Lynch.
There we go. Isn't
Look
that
at
festive and colorful? There we go. So there's our citrus cilantro slaw.
Citrus cilantro slaw
Slaw.
made simple. Wow. Okay, Carin, I am so excited. We got to move on to the next recipe. What is it?
Our next recipe is our amazing stuffed eggs.
Oh.
Now we're going to start by making the egg whites. And the egg whites are actually going to be 2 cups of unsweetened plant-based milk. I usually use almond or soy milk.
Okay, good.
2 teaspoons of agar-agar powder. And we've got a 1/2 teaspoon of kalonamic, which is the black salt.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then we're going to do an eggless yolk. We're going to use 1 cup, or about 8 ounces of firm or extra firm tofu, a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, your favorite plant-based mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, 3/4 teaspoon turmeric, a 1/2 teaspoon of kalonamic, which is black salt, and then if you need a little extra plant-based mayo, you might want to add a little bit depending on the consistency.
Now this recipe I'm so looking forward to. Stuffed eggs? How did you spell it?
E-G-G-Z.
Or Z if you're in England.
That's right.
Or Australia. Eggs.
Eggs, that's right.
Okay.
These are
all of us are looking forward to this.
My version of a stuffed egg. You know, a lot of times, a lot of holidays or picnics, you have an appetizer and you have that stuffed egg.
Yes.
Well, just because we're plant-based vegetarians doesn't mean we can't have a stuffed egg.
Oh.
How's that?
That's great. Let's do this.
All right. Well, so we're going to start by making our whites. So I'm using today soy milk, but you could use almond milk if you want. This is plain though, not sweetened. In fact, you have to buy unsweetened or make it yourself.
Okay.
That's unsweetened. So we're going to
Sweetened.
put that in there.
Okay.
And I'm using some agar-agar powder.
Agar.
Agar-agar is, you probably know what it is and don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Agar-agar.
I've seen that.
All right. Well, a lot of times with people that do a lot of plant-based cooking, it becomes like a gelatin. So it's going to be it's something that's going to firm up our egg white.
Yes.
But it's actually when you were a young child and you were in high school, you actually took biology, right?
That's right.
And biology, they had it in the petri dish. We're looking at things in the microscope.
Yes.
Well, the substance inside the petri dish was agar-agar, and it kept the little sample from swimming away, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's actually a red algae or a seaweed And so you can use that, and it's actually, it just makes a great like gelatin type thing. It's no scent and no flavor. So you can use it for anything, desserts, or we're making it for our agar, or in other countries, they call it agar. Agar, or agar. And I'm going to make the egg flavor. I'm using something called black salt, kala namak. Something that you probably would have to get in an Indian grocery store because it's native to India. But it is a salt that has a very sulfury flavor, which gives it a little bit of an egg taste.
Yes.
So it's something that we can use in these eggs. It's going to give the whites.
Can you add more if you want?
Absolutely. If you want a little eggier flavor.
Yes.
Usually the whites aren't too eggy.
Okay.
Usually. So we're going to actually put some in our yolk too.
Oh, okay.
Our yolk. So we're going to bring this to a boil. And once it boils, maybe just let it simmer for about a minute. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pour it just in this little container, this little gravy boat, because I wanted to be able to pour it into our egg molds. You see here I have
egg molds. Actually, tell us where you get these, because
I bought these online on Amazon. I'm a great Amazon shopper because I'm not home very often. It's just silicone. It's just a silicone egg mold, and I think people use it for candy and things of that nature. But we're making eggs with it today.
Like Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, yeah. A lot of times I think that's what they're used for. So you can get them pretty inexpensive. And but this is actually a great recipe that you could make an egg salad with. You can use this same recipe and not make the eggs themselves. Just make this white mixture, put it on a baking sheet, and let it cool. And then what you can do is just chop it up like the whites of the eggs.
Oh, nice. So you let that boil a little?
Yeah, we're just going to bring this up to a boil, and then we will pour it into our molds. And then you refrigerate it maybe 20 minutes, not too long, and it'll start to firm up. And actually, we have some done already, so we'll let you see those in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna strain it through this strainer, only because sometimes when you boil something, it gets a little air bubbles.
Oh yeah.
And I want the egg whites to kind of not be bubbly on the top. That's right. Yeah. So sometimes they'll get a little airy on top. So I'm just gonna put it through that. You don't have to, but I just do it. Aesthetics.
I will do it.
You don't have to,
I will do it because I'm learning from you, Carin. I'm going to do exactly what you do. And this is in the cookbook.
Well, the egg salad's in the cookbook. What I did was, since we were doing a picnic today, I thought this would be a nice variation to make the eggs themselves. So, so you have the recipe, but I also put a little chef note in my cookbook that says you could make this, if you use egg molds, you could make a stuffed egg.
Ah, it smells eggy.
Really? A little bit of eggy.
It does have that boiled egg smell. Like you're boiling eggs right now.
There you go.
But we are, but...
We are almost. Almost.
It's not real eggs, right?
That's
healthier eggs.
All right, so this is just coming up to a boil now.
Yes.
So I'm going to just let that...
See the bubbles?
There it goes. So this is such a...
How did you think of this recipe?
I saw something similar in a cookbook or something, in a plant-based cookbook, and I said, I could make this into an egg. You know what I mean? Wow. So I figured, and let me try it, and I did. Wow. So let's go ahead and...
Great.
Just gonna...
Yeah, that's a great idea. And you're a left-hander.
I am a left-hander. Right, oops. This...
Yeah. There we go. Piping hot.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how it can get a little foamy, so that's why I just figured, let's go through
Making it smooth.
Yes, let's go right through the strainer.
Okay.
Okay, see?
Wow, look at that.
Move that over
like
here.
A sauce.
There you go. And you can see it's gotten now a little bit of thickness, so I'm just going to pour it into these molds. And again, if you're doing an egg salad, you could just pour it maybe on like some parchment paper, on a baking sheet like this, or on a silicone, pad. Yeah. So that it doesn't stick.
Right. It's a good idea. Yeah, have parchment paper at home. So you just pour it in.
Yeah, just pour it in, just like that. Get these, and this, I figured this recipe makes the 16 little eggs.
16 eggs, eggless eggs.
Eggless eggs.
What did you call it again? Eggs.
Amazing stuffed eggs.
With the Z, Z. Beautiful. Oh man, this is, everyone here, the camera crew, everyone's looking forward to trying this.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, I put this on a baking sheet like this because these silicone things, you could spill easily if you were trying to carry them over. So we're going to stick this in the refrigerator.
Okay. She's putting it in the fridge, and we're going with the magic of television, you're
That's
going to
right.
see the completed eggs. And it will be out in a few seconds, and it's going to be delicious, but we're going to make a special part to the eggs. You know, all eggs have the yolk, so the yolk is coming.
All right.
So here is the complete.
Here are our
Here it is.
whites to our
Finished.
eggs. How's that?
Beautiful. Look at this, everyone. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. And it looks and feels like an egg. Looking
All
forward
right.
to it.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to slide over here.
All right, you just switch places.
There we go. And I'm going to make the yolk mixture.
Uh-oh.
So what we're going to do is stick the rest of the ingredients in the blender. So I have here some tofu,
Okay.
and that is
Is
just.
that firm?
This is firm or extra firm. I think
Okay.
this one is firm.
Okay.
It doesn't matter though, just, you know, as long as it's not silken tofu.
Right.
I
Why
have-
not silken?
Silken, it would be too watery, it'll make it
Oh,
too thin.
okay.
You know, it's nice and smooth, but it would make it a little thin.
Okay.
All right, that's our mayo.
All
And
right.
for our yellow color, we're going to use turmeric.
Oh, yeah. We need that yellow yolk.
A little bit of regular salt, Himalayan pink, a little lemon juice, and I have the black salt again.
Oh, yeah.
We're going
The
to-
sulfur smell.
That's right. And then what we can do,
Yeah.
put that there, put our top on.
There we go.
And we'll start this blender.
Here we go. You use that to help mix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's our yolks. Oops, splashing a little bit.
Yeah, I smell the egg.
Now this smells eggy, huh?
Boy, does it ever. Yes, go ahead. Take
See,
what
we
you
just
need
don't
here.
want that to fall because
Yeah.
it's a little messy.
Give me that to me.
There we go. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to just use a pastry bag.
Ah,
We can just stick this in here. And I don't know, it could be a little, it seems like a little thin. So
Yeah.
it may not make, might need to firm up a little bit in the refrigerator. So we might not have the prettiest today. But you can adjust the tofu or get a little more, add a little less mayonnaise.
okay.
I just put that in a mason jar
Cute,
just
yeah.
because it'll, yep, this is kind of coming
Yeah.
out already. So we'll have to just do it in a different way.
Okay.
So what we can do is we take our eggs. I'm just using a little melon baller here.
Yes.
And you can see.
I have one
you
of
can,
those.
Yeah, or you could use a spoon if you don't have one of these. I'm just,
Right.
for me, I found it to be a little easier just to pull out the center of that. And then what I would do is, now this is a little thin, so this is not going to give me the
Right.
prettiness that I want.
Right.
But you're going to see that we can get,
Oh, nice. Okay.
it's not going to make a nice
Looks
thing.
pretty
And
good
then
there.
you would take just a pinch of that paprika, and you have
Color.
a deviled egg. How's that?
Oh, that is beautiful.
Can they see
I
that?
don't know if you could see this little one here, the one she just did. Absolutely beautiful. And the paprika gave it that color.
Make a little something and give a little flavor too.
And a flavor.
So
Wow, not bad.
on for our next recipe. How's that?
Okay, let's go. What's the next recipe, Carin?
So our next recipe is Tofuna salad,
Ooh,
macaroni
tofu?
salad. Yep, Tofuna macaroni salad. So we're going to use a pound of whole grain elbow macaroni, 1 pound of firm or extra firm tofu, 1/2 cup of finely chopped onion, 1/2 cup of finely chopped celery stalks, 1/4 cup grated carrots, 1 cup of plant-based mayo, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons of kelp powder.
Now, everyone enjoys macaroni salad. I know I do. And if you're going on a picnic, or it doesn't have to be a picnic. I make macaroni salad at home for a Sabbath lunch or having company come over, and people love, love, love macaroni salad. Now today we are making, what is it called?
It's Tofuna Macaroni
Where'd you
Salad.
get that name?
Well, it's tuna made from tofu. So let's call it Tofuna.
Oh,
How's
it's
that?
like a tuna macaroni salad.
It's going to be a tuna macaroni salad.
Ooh, for all those people out there that enjoy fish or tuna salads.
And I'm going to
is
tell
gonna be
you,
good.
I'm going to give you a great story
Oh,
about
yeah.
a friend of mine who tried this one time and
Uh-oh.
just loved it. But we're
Really?
going to start with, actually, you take a block of tofu. You can use firm tofu or extra firm tofu. And what you want to do is drain out the water really good. And you're going to put it in a freezer bag and stick it in your freezer overnight.
Oh.
And then you need to defrost it. So this is a 2-dayer. You need
Oh,
to think ahead
my.
when you're making this one. Or
Really?
if you keep a block in your refrigerator, or freezer, excuse me, that I do.
So
then
Carin,
have it.
you boil your macaroni first.
Well, that macaroni, yep, we're going to boil that for our...
Get that out the way.
That's right. We've got our pasta ready to go.
Yes.
But here what we did was we squeezed out, then when we defrosted that frozen block of tofu, I defrosted it really well, and then I squeezed out all the water.
Ooh.
So you can just, if you have a tofu press, that works good, or if you take...
Tofu press?
Yeah, there's such a thing. But
Oh.
if you don't have a tofu press, you can take 2 baking sheets and kind of put them on, one on top of the tofu and one underneath the tofu,
Yeah.
and then just stick a heavy pot on top and let that drain, you know,
Oh.
and you get rid of all the water. So
okay.
what you do then is you're going to just take it, and I just take my hands like this. It just makes it the
Yeah.
easiest way. And I just break it apart, crumble. Yeah, you can see that the tofu has a different texture
Yes.
than does when it's in the regular refrigerated section. And this is kind of a meatier texture. I think when people are looking for more of a meat substitute,
Yes.
this is going to give them the illusion of having that texture that meat has.
That's extra firm?
This one actually is just firm tofu.
Just firm.
Firm, but I did, like I said, I drained the water out really well.
Yes.
So you can see it's like kind of like a flaky
Yeah.
consistency, which is going to be our tuna,
Oh.
tofu tuna.
Okay, you're right. It does kind of resemble tuna.
There you go. So we've got our tofu crumbled here. And what I'm going to do is make the tuna first.
Okay.
So I've got a little bit of the Bragg's liquid aminos. That's a soy sauce substitute. We've got some lemon juice.
Lemon.
I'm going to mix this up. Tofu is going to start absorbing all these flavors. So I want to
Yes,
get
that's
this
what I
kind of mixed up now. And then I'm going to add the ingredient that's going to make this taste like tuna.
Oh.
It's kelp powder.
Kelp.
Kelp
What is
powder.
kelp?
Kelp is actually a seaweed. It's just like a dried seaweed, and they grind it into a powder, but it gives it that little bit of that fishy taste, you know? It's a seaweed, so it's grown in the ocean.
Yes, I
So we
love
are
seaweed.
just mixing this up and getting that in there.
Now, seaweed is good for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's got a lot of iodine in it, and iodine, again, is as important for our thyroid.
Thyroid,
Yes.
yes.
So here I'm getting this all mixed up, and now I'm just going to add our mayo.
Yum. Okay. Now, you could buy the veggie mayo.
Sure,
soy
or you could
mayo.
make one yourself. There's
yeah,
plenty.
Vegenaise.
Yep. You know, the one in my cookbook, the Aqua Fabulous mayo,
Yes,
is
yes.
really similar to a Vegenaise. Instead of using
is it?
vinegar, though, because Vegenaise has vinegar in it, I use lemon juice, and it really comes out amazing.
Oh, nice.
So we just want to get this kind of
Yeah,
mixed up as our tuna salad.
I like that smell. Fishy.
It kind of smells fishy, right? And then
Nice.
we're going to mix this in with our macaroni. So we've got here, we've got this mixed. Now I'm using a brown rice pasta. So this is a whole grain.
brown rice
This is brown
pasta?
rice pasta. You know, they've some great, you know, so
Really?
it's gluten-free for people who are gluten-free, but it's a whole grain. You know, I'm not a big fan of whole wheat pastas. And so when I want a whole grain pasta, I try to use the brown rice because I think that there's some great ones on the market now that just really have good texture. And so this one is one of my favorites. So brown
Nice.
rice. And I'm
Brown
just going to
rice
mix this up.
I'm going to try that pasta. I don't think I have. Oh boy, once again that smell.
And then we're just all we're going to do is mix this in.
That's the tuna.
There's our tuna.
That's the tuna.
And then we'll get that all
Here.
Mixed up, thank you. Let me get the rest of that in there. And that'll just mix in with our
Yeah.
pasta, and we'll have our macaroni salad.
Look at that. And everything is pretty natural.
Well,
And it's simple, of course.
of course, simple. And I think that you don't have to use the kelp powder if you don't want
Yeah.
to, but I'm going to tell you it really gives it that
Yeah.
tuna. Now, I promised you a story, right?
Oh,
I
yes,
have a
tell
good
me.
friend. His name is Bobby.
Yes.
And I grew up in the same church as him. And
In New Jersey.
Yes, in New Jersey. And Bobby, we were at a barbecue, and I brought the tofu tuna macaroni, tofu tuna, right? And so the tofuna. And Bobby was an anti-tofu person.
Uh-oh.
But I said, you know what? I'm going to let Bobby try the tofu tuna macaroni. So I was watching him at the table taking all this food, and he took a nice big scoop of this. And so I was just like, let's see what he does. And I watched him eat the whole thing.
What?
I watched him eat the whole
He
thing.
didn't like tofu.
He doesn't even know it's tofu. That's the key. So I said to Bobby, I said, oh, Bobby, how was the tuna macaroni salad? He goes, it was delicious. I said, really, Bobby? It was tofu, Bobby. He couldn't believe it. But I have to tell you, Bobby is one of the biggest believers in tofu now.
Ah.
Not only is he a big believer, but he's such a supporter of the ministry. He was a helper in all my
amen.
cooking classes when I used
Was
to do.
he?
Yeah, he used to work
Oh.
and help assist me in my cooking classes in our church, local church. But that is our tofu macaroni. Look at that.
No, you've been making this a long time, so you
I have.
perfected this.
I have. I've been making it forever. How's that?
And it looks amazing.
So we'll put this one. I'm going to go
Yeah,
this
go
way
ahead.
because I'm
Put it
left-handed.
in the oh, that's
That's
right.
right, my left-handed. So we can
Yes.
always have a nice display.
Yes.
Take it out of the mixing bowl. And then, of course, how you make your macaroni salad, you put what you like in it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
celery, carrot, and onion in mine.
I do too. And sometimes I put the vegetarian meat wham.
Oh, yeah.
In little
Oh,
pieces.
little chunks, right? Little
chunks,
tiny-
yeah.
tiny chunks,
And
yep.
I put that in it and mix
Well,
it
now
up.
you have an alternative. You can do
Exactly.
a Tofuna macaroni.
Oh my. Oh, the smell, the scent. It's just,
You wouldn't know that it wasn't tuna.
like you said.
I'm telling you, Bobby didn't know.
Bobby-
If
Bobby
Bobby
didn't-
didn't know,
Okay.
nobody would know.
Okay. I'm sure there's somebody out there has a Bobby that they know.
That's right.
You need to
Everybody knows
try
a
this.
Bobby.
Yes. And so you need to try this on your Bobby.
That's
out
right.
there.
They won't know.
They won't know. Oh, no.
And so there is, let's put
Look
that,
at that.
our nice,
A nice serving.
a good substitute for a tuna macaroni salad.
Perfecto. Wow. Okay, Carin, our picnic meal is absolutely delicious. We have one more recipe to go. Let's
Yes.
go to that right now.
So we have our tropical Chia Delight. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of chia seeds, 1 can of coconut milk, 1 can of crushed pineapples, 1/4 cup of honey or raw blue agave nectar, and that's optional. 1/4 cup of toasted shredded coconut, and 1/4 cup of macadamia nuts, roasted or chopped. Again, that's an optional.
Okay. Well, we are going to make our tropical Chia Delight,
Yes.
which I'm excited about.
So the taste of the tropics, how's that?
Oh, see, I'm a tropical girl.
There
so
you go.
I'm a Caribbean girl, and pineapple always adds such flavor.
You know, everybody likes pineapple with coconut. So I did a pineapple and coconut chia pudding. How's that?
Oh, is
So-
that, is that what we're doing?
You're gonna realize how easy this is.
Oh.
I'm using just a can of crushed pineapples today,
that's
but
simple.
you could take fresh pineapple, which would even be better, and you can just put it in a food processor and crush it yourself
Right.
and blend it. So with the juice, so we keep
Yes.
the juice in there.
Yes.
I'm adding the chia seeds. We have 1/4 cup of chia seeds there,
Nice.
and we've got coconut milk. Now, this is canned coconut milk. Mm-hmm. You want to use the canned coconut milk, and the reason why is because it's really got a creamier texture.
Yeah.
Coconut milk in the dairy section is really cut with a lot of water,
Yeah.
so you're not getting that creaminess.
Yeah, I use coconut milk a lot.
And because this is a dessert, we're going to add a little sweetener. If you wanted, this is healthy enough for breakfast. So if you wanted to make this for breakfast, I would just probably not use as much sweetener or none at all. But I'm using a little raw blue agave today, just to sweeten it up because it's our dessert. So we want just a
Yes.
little touch of sweetness at the end of our meal. All right.
Nice.
And then I'm just going to mix this up. You just want to incorporate everything together.
Yes.
And then it goes in the refrigerator.
Oh.
That's it.
You refrigerate it.
That's it. And we're going to refrigerate it probably for about 2 hours or so.
Yes.
So we won't have to wait for that because good news, I've already made some.
The magic of television.
That's right.
So you just mix it up and...
And that is it. And then what we're going to do is you top it with whatever your favorite topping is. I toasted some coconut. I love toasted coconut. So
Yes.
I toasted some coconut shreds and I have some
Wait a minute.
macadamia nuts.
Did you say you toasted it?
I did.
How do you toast that?
I just put it in a pan, a dry pan, and on the stove and just keep an eye on it until it browns a little bit.
Do you put oil or pan?
Not at all. Not at all. You don't need to. You know, coconut has a lot of oil in it.
That's
because
true. That's
yeah.
true.
So I'm just going to pour this slowly because it's going to want it to. I put it in, I'm displaying it in this glass because I thought that was kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like a fun dessert in this big glass like this. So
It does. Beautiful
now
glass.
you'd be surprised when we get that in there. Now the chia seeds, what they're going to do is they're really going to, you know, do like 15 times their size and really
Yes.
thicken this up.
Yeah.
So we're not going to put our toppings on yet,
Right,
but you would
right.
just top that like that.
Yes.
And let me just move this aside and we'll get rid of that because I want to bring out.
Well, she's going to bring the completed one, what is it? The Tropical Delight, Tropical Chia Delight. And we're going to talk about chia when she comes back because those of you probably don't know what chia is. Many of you
there
may not.
is our chia pudding. How's that?
Cheers. This is absolutely delicious. You just get a spoon, put it in there, and voila. And you refrigerate it for how long?
About 2 hours. And I would put the toppings on right before you serve. You know, because you don't want them to get soft.
yes.
You want them to have a little crunch. That's the texture again.
Yes.
But you asked me about chia. You know, chia is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. Our diet in the United States, we have so many omega-6 fatty acids that we don't balance. We need to incorporate more omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory. Omega-6s are inflammatory to our body. So we want a little more omega-3. So this is a great way to do it. Like I said, it's an anti-inflammatory. So, you know, it helps with inflammation with, you know, things like arthritis or any kind of health issues and disease is inflammation in our body.
Yes.
So it helps with that. It really has a lot of, it's got soluble and insoluble fiber. So that means that it helps with, you know, lowering our cholesterol.
Yes.
You know, it also lowers blood glucose levels.
Really?
And it also helps with elimination because it's you know, it's
Yes.
got that fiber in it as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a great, it's another superfood. You know, we have a lot of those superfoods out there, but this is one of those superfoods.
Can you add a little fruit to it, a strawberry or
absolutely.
something like
that would make it very pretty.
It would.
make, you can decorate this any way you'd want. And you know, I actually do this with the mango puree as well.
Oh, mango.
And I use some mango nectar and make a mango chia pudding. So you can use anything, but I like the pineapple and the coconut mixed together. So that
Yes.
pretty much is, you know, a great dessert. And like I said, you can make this as a breakfast. It's so healthy.
Now, how did you think of all this? This is just fabulous.
You know, chia, you know, is a great thickener. We use it sometimes in baking and desserts because it'll thicken things. So it easily thickened this to make it like a pudding. We don't need to cook it on the stove or anything. We can just use it like that.
Wow. Now, you also have a wonderful cookbook called Simply
It's plant-based made simple.
Plant-Based Made Simple by Carin Lynch. And the front cover is that a veggie burger?
Actually is a jackfruit barbecue sandwich with our cilantro slaw on it. That we made the cilantro slaw. So that's on the front cover, so you get to see that.
Didn't we
cilantro
do
slaw.
this at a previous program?
We did. When I was here a couple of years ago, we made the barbecue sandwich. We used it with mushrooms, not with jackfruit, and we made the barbecue. So yeah.
Wow. So in that cookbook, you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, what else?
Sides and salads and soups. I have desserts, and I also have a miscellaneous with smoothies and some seasonings, the mayos, the condiments. So you've got a little bit of everything. You cover all the meals, plus you've got a little extra.
You are an amazing woman.
Oh.
Now, do you teach? You say you also teach.
I do. I not only go to churches and
Yes.
do presentations on request by the churches, but we also, and also schools and anywhere, anybody who calls, we try to accommodate them. But also when I'm not on the road, I teach at the Wildwood Lifestyle Center.
And tell us about the Wildwood Lifestyle Center. real
Wildwood
quick.
Lifestyle Center is a lifestyle center that has been around since 1942, so it's almost 80 years old. It was the first lifestyle center as well as a medical missionary school to teach people to embrace the health message and then go forth and reach people by helping them with health. So we train missionaries to go out, as well as we have the lifestyle center there, and we have plenty of guests from all over the world that come to help restore health and to maintain good health.
Have you seen people restored to good health?
I have seen people who come with maybe type 2 diabetes, maybe
Yes.
for 20 years, on an
Yes.
insulin pump for 10 years. Within 11 days, have reversed their diabetes and no longer using insulin. 11 days. We have 11-day and 25-day programs.
11? Oh, you could go for 11 days?
You can do an 11-day or a 25-day program.
Wow. So you may want to try contacting Carin. You'll find the information at the end of the program. And also her recipe book, her wonderful recipe book. It's not just you put everything into this, haven't you?
I really tried to make it real appealing to everybody.
Yes.
You have an ability to use QR codes to
about
watch videos on the YouTube station DIY Health. That's Wildwood's YouTube channel, and I have a whole section on cooking with Carin, and so you can do that. You also not only have the recipes, but it also identifies gluten-free, soy-free, nut-free, oil-free. So if you have a special diet or something, so those needs, you can look for recipes that have those options in them. So I really tried to make it very family-friendly, user-friendly, and in a way for people to transition to a healthier way of life.
Perfect, wonderful. There's nothing like delicious picnic food. And the Lord says, I have come to give you life and give you life more abundantly. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you would like to contact or know more about Lay Institute for Global Health Training, you can call them at 706-820-9804. That's 706-820-9804. You can write to them at P.O. Box 58, Wildwood, Georgia 30757. You can also visit their website at lightingtheworld.org. That's lightingtheworld.org. You can also email them at info@lightingtheworld.org. That's info@lightingtheworld.org.
Okay, now share with us the food that we just prepared, the picnic food that we just made.
Well, we started out making a taco seasoning that we used in our Southwest Chickenless style salad, which we made a sandwich with.
Yeah.
And then we had our citrus cilantro slaw.
Yes.
We had our amazing stuffed eggs.
Oh, yes.
We had our Tofuna Macaroni Salad, and we finished with our tropical Chia Delight.
Oh, Carin, everything you made is absolutely delicious. And what is it? Simple, nutritious, and delicious. And that's what I like about you and the food that you make. And it is just, I just want you to go and get her cookbook. I got one, and I think I'm going to make everything in that book. Because from what I tasted here, the food was more than delicious. So share in closing with our viewers anything you want to share from your heart about.
Well, I am so blessed to have the support of Wildwood Lifestyle Center, being able to put a cookbook together that represents what we believe in a health message to help people transition to a better way of life, to healthier choices.
Yeah.
We don't go from 0 to 100.
No.
What we need to do is we need to get there and transition one at a time. And this is a way to take foods that we're comfortable with, that resonate with our heart, and be able to replace them with things that are tasty and delicious, and that we can say, wow, I could have that as a substitute. So I hope that that's what we accomplish with some of the recipes here today.
Amen. Well said. Now, nothing brings people together more than good
right.
food, and I started the program saying that. And so I want to thank you for joining us today, and I pray that you will change the way you eat to a more healthier lifestyle. Until next time, God bless you.